Hey guys, I'm going to be fixing a hole in the wall. This is a drywall hole. It's a very simple thing. I put this folder here, an envelope with tape so that it can catch all my debris. What I'm going to do is, this is my hole right here. It's about 3 inches wide, so I'm going to mark off an area around it of about 4 inches, okay? Actually, I'm just going to cut just the circle out. So let me just square this up. And it's about 3 inches. So I'm gonna go 3. If I had a pencil that worked. 3 inches. By 2.5. 2.5. And then that's 3 inches right there. So you just want to try to catch everything that's above these cracks, all right? All you need is a utility knife, and we're going to take the utility knife and score this little hole out. The objective is to put a patch on here and fix the hole so we can put the towel holder back in place. So that's what we're doing here, okay? So we scored. This kind of takes care of all those layers of paint. And it gives us a nice clean edge. And you don't need to go out and buy those fancy patches because they kind of cover up the hole. This is almost like making the drywall brand new. So it's going to be nice and strong, like if there was no hole there before. That is hard. She's in there. This is a quick job, just a couple minutes. So, there we go. That's okay, you can leave that stuff in there. It's okay to leave that. All we need is this nice edge here. So now I'm going to measure 1 inch off of the line that I originally drew. Okay, 1 inch here, 1 inch there, 1 inch on top, and 1 inch on the bottom. And now I'll just draw, just kind of square that up a little bit. Okay, so now we're just gonna score the paint. We're gonna score the paint on this. And we're not gonna go too deep, just enough to get the surface of the paint. And now we're going to peel that off. I'm trying to keep this intact because I'm going to use this as my template to cut the piece that's going to go in here. Okay? So there we have it. So now we're going to go to our piece of donor drywall. And here I have my template It's already done. And I'm just gonna cut this out. Just the same size. And you can just break it off, just like that. I'm not concerned about the back part because I'll show you why in a second. It doesn't have to be an exact match on that back part. Okay. So now that we have that cut, remember we cut it like this? So now I'm gonna turn this around and do this to it. So this is our hole inside. That's the exact shape of the hole that we did inside. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this off. All right? So this is where it becomes interesting. We're gonna take this and I'm gonna score it all the way across. And I break and I peel the drywall off of the paper. Okay, so now we've got the front, this is the back. I'm gonna do the same thing with this. And then we can clean up the edges a little bit. You don't want to cut the paper. And I'm just cleaning out the edge, okay? So now, this should fit right inside the hole. We might have to make just a little bit of adjustments. Or there you go. And notice how the paper is gonna take and fill in this gap here. And so you'll have the reinforcement of the paper and the hole, and it's gonna be like one piece. So all we have to do now is, I'm just gonna clean this up just a little bit to give me a little bit of room. Not a lot. You don't have to do a lot. You want it to be snug. So it's just giving me this little problem right here. Not a big deal. Just get rid of that and we're good to go. So that's the top. So you can mark it so you know which is the top, which is the top. That's how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna take my joint compound. Any joint compound will do, any type of drywall repair. This one happens to be nice and thick, and it's got a little grit to it. So I'm just gonna take some and just apply a very liberal amount around the whole thing. Make sure I get in the cracks and everything. Very liberal amount. Because this is gonna make the whole wall nice and solid. You don't have to go all the way on the paper, and I'll show you why. Because once you squeeze this in, you're gonna squeeze it out, and all that stuff is gonna come out and fill the cracks. Okay? Like this. Okay, just like that. So now we put our marker up where we had it. That's gonna go in. And it goes in the hole just like this, you see? It goes in the hole. And now with the trowel, we're going to smooth it flat. See, and all the stuff gets spread out everywhere. So now you see it's nice and sealed real tight. I'm gonna take a little edge off of this. It's okay, because I'm gonna fill it in with the sealer, well, with more of this stuff in just a second, and the gap will go away. See that all this stuff is still there. So now with what's left over, I'm just gonna take it and go over it. All right, so now we let that dry. We're gonna come back and sand it and maybe apply another coat of this drywall, and that's it. Really, I could leave this just like this and just sand it down and it'll look perfect. So guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.